Hi everyone, welcome back. I'm going to share my wellness planner with you, or I should say wellness journal, because it's not a planner. I'm not planning things, I'm documenting things. I shared a little, not a full flip, but just a little flip on Instagram, on my Instagram stories the other day, and I had several people asking me questions about this. So I thought, well, why don't I just do a video and share what this is all about. So the notebook itself came from Sterling ink. That was another question that I had. A lot of people asked where I got the notebook. Okay, so Sterling ink is the 520 page A5 notebook. There's a black cover and then there's this cover. I forget the color that she calls this, but it's like a mauvey color, like a purpley, pinky color. I have it in a plastic cover, and then with double-sided tape, I put some tape in the corners here for this vellum. So this vellum is from the December subscription kit, because otherwise this is what the cover looks like. So I just thought that, this is my favorite. I just love this so much. So I wanted to look at it all year long and have it be the first thing that I see when I pick this journal up. So I only have it going to here. I cut off the rest, so I didn't need anything on the back because this will probably, I'm thinking I will put this in my Moterm A5 cover when I'm done. Right now I have my Hobonichi cousin in here, which is just journaling. So I'll probably put that in here. But for now, it is in just the plastic cover, and then I have the vellum. This is a Jane's Agenda card. It says clothes for spiritual maintenance, and I thought that was perfect for my wellness journal. I might do something here. I'm not sure yet. That's why nothing is done at this time, but I still want that card in there. I love it. I'm not sure if I'm going to do a cover page. I might do like a wellness vision board and put that in here. So stay tuned for that. I will share that. So basically, this notebook is 520 pages of blank grid. It is a notebook. It is not a pre-printed planner. So everything that's in here, I have done myself. And the dimensions, as far as the grids, is exactly the same as the Hobonichi cousin. So what I did was, like for the monthlies for the Hobonichi cousin, I counted them all and they were exactly the same size. So then that's how I did my calendar. I just counted how many squares in each box, how many boxes, and so on, and I made it that way. With the Hobonichi cousin, there's this section here beside the date with no grid. I didn't do that. I just did the whole thing grid, and I just put my numbers in there, so I'll be writing on the whole thing. Whereas here, I wasn't writing on that blank part. There's sometimes, like, I'll put the weather if I remember. I don't always remember, but you can see here I have the weather at the top. On some, I did it a couple months, actually a few months, and then other times there was just nothing in there, so I didn't want to waste any space whatsoever. So I'll quickly, what I'll do is I'll show you, I'll give you a layout here. So I did the 12 months of the year, and I used 2023's date stickers that from Sterling ink, because I do the subscription kit every month, and you get 2 date stickers. So what I would do is, in my cousin, I would put them in here, but I didn't have a spot to use the second one, so I kept them, and I figured I will use them in this one. So that's January, February, and so on. I put them in the same spot on each month. Okay, so I'll just quickly show you. March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, and December. So these are from this year because I didn't have one from last year for November and December. So that's this November, and that is this December. Okay, now I decorated the first 5 months, so you'll see these ones are not decorated. So because I have the kits and I haven't used all of the stickers, so whatever I had left over, I still have some left over in some of these kits. I embellished with the matching stickers. So I just put a couple here, like 3, 4 there, some on the bottom and on the side. And then my dates, I have these. My sister gave me these. She bought them years ago from Girl Boss Anna. Now, she has changed her name, her business name. So I will find it and I will link it below for you. And what these are like highlight stickers, and they're perforated. So you just tear it off in between each one, and they're very thin. They don't make it bulky. So these are the colors that my sister had. I don't know if the store, she probably has other colors, but these are the ones my sister purchased, and she never used them, so she sold them to me. I'm so glad she did, because I'm like, I know exactly what I'm going to use these for. Look at all these pretty colors. And so that's what I did there. And then I used this oil-based ink marking pen. It's a uni pin, and it doesn't smudge. These work so well on anything transparent, and they do not smudge. It's amazing. So that's what I use to write my dates on the top. Okay. And I did my best to match. So I think I used this one. It's like a brownie kind of purple undertone, but it really pulls the brown. I think that matches very well with this these colors. Okay, so that's January, and then February I haven't done the stickers yet for any of the other months, only for January. So January is set up and ready to go. I've done my decorating, like I said. You can slightly feel those these stickers, because there is some, like, even though they're transparent, they're not completely flush with the paper. So I imagine over time I am going to feel these. It's not too bad though. Okay, so those are my monthlies. Oh, and I'm going to be using the monthlies for gratitude. So every day I will write what I'm grateful for. That's what these monthlies are for. And then I have, so I only made just the 12 months. Like the Hobonichi Cousin gives you December of the previous year, and then it gives you like the first few months of the next year. I don't need that, because I will move into a different notebook for 2025. So I only did the 12 months for 2024. And I have all of January set up for my weekly. So I mimicked the Hobonichi Cousin, because Hobonichi Weeks. I have loved using this as a wellness journal this year. I've absolutely loved it. So the monthlies I used to just document what I did for exercise that day. And then my weeklies I used for just journaling about my moods and energy each day. And then I track my sleep and my mood here just to see if there's any correlation. And then a journal, a recap on the week. So I wanted to mimic that here, because I really liked this. Really helped me identify my triggers for like mood swings and oh gosh, everything, like my moods and energy and things like that, like journaling every single day. And it just really forced me to stop and think, okay, how was I today? And you know, what this helped me see is that if I'm busy too many days in a row, let's say 3 days consecutively, without a chance to come back to my body and do my deep breaths and my wellness, my wellness routines, I am emotional, and I'll get headaches, and I just don't feel good. And so that has been a game changer for me for 2023, and has helped me make better choices for myself with my business and, you know, personal things. So I want to continue that. And I'm so excited to have so much more room to journal. So over here, I have my moods and sleep. So I put that in each day. I still like to track that each week and each day, because as I journal each day, I'm able to see the correlation, like, oh, I was irritable that day, and look, the 2 days prior, this is what happened. This is, you know, what I did. I was busy nonstop. I did not have a chance to have a break, you know, things like that. And it also helps me see, is it cycle related? Because what I do here is I put down where I am in my cycle in this week. So for example, this week here, I was day 14 to day 20. And so on, like day 21 to day 27, day 28 to day 34, day 35 to day 41. I'm in perimenopause, so I don't cycle every month. So this also helps me to see where I am there too, because if you have not gone through perimenopause yet, let me tell you, it can make you feel like you're going nuts because your body is just doing things it didn't do before. And so anyhow, so journaling has really helped me hone in on, was it hormones? Was it just because I didn't get enough rest? Am I doing too much? Am I saying yes to too many things? You know, that type of stuff. In this section here, I'm going to be journaling about, not necessarily journaling, but just writing down what I eat. So I have a B here, so it'd be like breakfast, lunch, dinner. I don't always eat 3 or 4 times a day. Sometimes I only eat twice a day. I do intermittent fasting. And so my first meal I eat is usually like 1 in the afternoon, and I have a pretty big breakfast, and then I don't eat until dinner. Like I don't often get hungry where I need to have a snack a couple hours later. Like when I eat my breakfast, I'm usually good for 5 hours because I eat a very savory breakfast. And then I'll eat dinner at like sometimes 6 o'clock, sometimes 8 o'clock, depending on how busy my day was. And then I don't eat again. But sometimes I do eat 3 times. I find around my cycle, I do get hungrier, where I'm like, wow, 3 hours after breakfast, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm hungry, or I'll wake up hungry. So I just, so I want to monitor, that, and then write down what I eat and then my symptoms. So this will give me lots of room to write down what I eat each day and what my symptoms were. I have a brain dump notebook. I did a mock layout in here just to see how it would work. This is astrology, and the grid is very similar to this. So let me show you. So here are some mock, you can't really see because I did it in pencil, but this is like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. It's this side here. I just wanted to see what that looked like, how many squares I needed to make it even. And then over here, I wrote so what I'm thinking is this is all going to be Monday. This is all going to be Tuesday, and so on. So I did breakfast, lunch, dinner, and just like an example of foods that I do eat. And then symptoms would go here. Okay, and then my Tuesday, same thing. So I think I'm going to have enough room for all of that. There's some days I have 0 symptoms, so I wouldn't write anything there. And then there's other days where I will have symptoms based on what I eat. Okay, so that's what I did there. And then I put this sideways because my recap, my weekly recap, like my weekly reflection, I'm going to write sideways because this gives me lots of room. I wouldn't have had enough room if I wanted to still document what I eat each day with symptoms. I would have no room to do my recap and reflection. So I figured I lined it up with where the words start here for my moods. And so this whole part here will be for something else. And then this whole part here, it's like 3/4 of the page, is going to be for documenting what I eat and any symptoms that I might have. And I dated these with stickers that I got off of Temu. I do have a Temu haul video where I shared these. I'll link that below. And they're very, very thin. They're like a washi material. They're very thin. So I'm excited about that. And then I contemplated using these for dates, but again, I didn't want to bulk it up any more than necessary. So I just wrote the date And I used, my theme will be blue for the month of January. Okay, so that is that. I made these tab dividers so as the year goes on, I know where I'm at. So I also have a video on how I made those. Okay, so that's January done. So I have this done for the whole year. Okay, so 52 weeks, not 352 weeks, 52 weeks done. So what I'll probably do is at the end of each month, I'll do the whole next month. So it's done. There won't be any decorating here. It's strictly going to be journaling. I mean, I might, let's say, put the odd sticker here and there, but it's not something I'm going to do ahead of time. And then after the year, I left a couple pages, and I'm going to divide this in two. So January, February, March, April, and so on for the year, and it will be a reflection of the month. So I haven't set this up yet. I'll probably, what I like about this notebook is she put these dots here to indicate where half the page is, and then she put one up here. So I can split this evenly, and I don't have to count it because she has a dot on the left and the right on every page. So I'll just probably put a line there, and then I might use these to date them. And then that will be my reflection. So I didn't necessarily do it every month in here, but in the Hobonichi weeks, there are blank pages at the back. And so I did start to, yeah, so there's January reflection, like February recap. And what I do is I recap my exercise and then recap how I felt. So I didn't do May, I didn't do July. I did August and September, October. I didn't do November. And then there's a spot there for December. And then this is just other health-related notes. So that's what these pages are for. Okay, and then we get into dailies. I think I left about 300 pages for me to do my journaling. So I won't necessarily journal every day, or if I do, like I'll date it myself. And what I like is that I don't have to fill up a page. That's one thing with the Hobonichi Cousin, is that if I didn't have a whole lot to write about that day, I felt like, oh, I'm just wasting a page, right? Like I didn't completely fill each page, and that bothered me because I felt like it was a bit of a waste. There's some that I did, and it just looks better when the whole page is done, right? Like, look at all of that. It's empty. So yeah, I didn't like that. So I thought, because again, I don't have a whole lot to say every single day. Let me see here. Like, look at that. So empty, and I don't like that. So, but anyhow, you get the point. So that's my idea here. It's like I'll put the date in, and then I'll journal. If I use the whole page, great. If that's, you know, if I have that much to write about. But if not, then I'll just put the next day's date on the same page, and then we'll go like that. So I used this from Sterling Ink in the subscription kit. We get 4 tabs every kit. And so I have a lot left over. Because I only use 2 each month. I use one for the weeks, and I use one for my cousin, my Hobonichi cousin. So I had lots left. But I didn't date, I didn't put them, I didn't tab the whole year because I don't know how many pages for each month I'm going to end up using. So for now, I start with January. This is where my January is going to start. I will be using this Sterling Ink. If you are a part of her email newsletter, like if you subscribe to her newsletter or her Facebook group, she emails these out for free every month. And I just print mine out on vellum. You can print it out on whatever you want. So I just do vellum, and then I tip it in my notebook. And this is A5 size. So she has various sizes. So I do the A5 because that's what this is. Okay, so that's going to be just for journaling, my daily journaling. And I'll be journaling about, you know, how I'm feeling, the day, maybe dreams. Sometimes I have very vivid dreams that I want to document, you know, things like that. No rules, just kind of whatever I feel like that day. And then we get into my trackers. So I tracked in here my cycle. So I have in here headaches, sleep, body pain, period tracker, and then cycle cycle tracking. I loved having everything in one notebook. This is my first time having everything in one notebook. Really enjoyed that. So I have this all set up. This is going to be for sleep. So I have it done for the whole year. It's all dated, ready to go. And I have the different hours here. I don't often sleep less than 8 hours, but I did from 7 to 11 hours. During my cycle, I can sleep 11 hours. Like, I'm so tired. So it's only when I'm cycling really that I sleep that long, but it's usually between 9 and 10 hours that I sleep. Yeah, so this is all ready to go for tracking my sleep. I might do a cover page here. Okay, and then we get into cycle tracking. All right, and so I have this up here for each month. I just haven't written them in yet. So this would be January, February, March, April, and so on. And I put my lines, I don't know if you can see that, up to here, because when I was cycling every month, like I was on a 28-day cycle, right? So I would only have, like, sometimes it would be 30 days, sometimes 26 days, but so I would have 30 days every time, but now it's like, it can be 70 days in between or 45 days in between. So I left enough room to go all the way up. So I probably will fill in the numbers all the way up. So let's say this is like 45 days, then down here. And if I didn't get a cycle, then I just continue it down here, you know, 46, day 46, 47, and so on. And that's how I do it. And then I'll put the day of the week in here. Right, so this is the first, no, this is, what did I do here? You know what? I may need to change that. Oh my gosh, I wasn't thinking, because my last, so this is the current. I'm on day 7 now. So January 1st is Monday. So that'll be 8, 9, 10. I'll be starting on day 11 here. So I'm going to have to, darn, I'm going to have to white those out. So this is day 11. Oh, actually, maybe not. 11, 12, 13. I'll just put a 1 in front of them. Anyways, we'll see. I'll figure that out. But yeah. So that's what we'll have to do. So this just shows you. So I put the day of the week there, because then it helps me know what day is it. Oh, it's Monday. Okay, so I'm on day 21. You know, that type of idea. And then I put the day of my cycle that I'm on. And then I just document like what symptoms I had. And then I also document moods with it, because I want to see, based on where I am in my cycle, how my moods are affected. So I have that in there. It's a little bit redundant because I am tracking my moods on the weekly, but this is micro. This helps me see week by week how I'm doing, how my moods, you know, and it's not just cycle related. It's based on like how busy I am and what else I have going on. This is strictly where I am in my cycle. So yeah, that's what I'm doing there. And I don't have anywhere in here that I'm tracking as far as my sleep. Like this is going to be for sleep. So I might do some sort of color coordinating, because I've been documenting with my sleep in here if it's interrupted sleep or if I slept solid. Right? Because that's another thing with perimenopause. So all of the reddish is broken sleep, and then all the brown is interrupted sleep. I didn't track all of this. I was like, well, how did I miss that much? I guess I've just been busy. But yeah. So I will probably do something here, like the dot that I put in will be like a certain color. We'll see. Okay, and then we get to the end, and this is more monthlies. And in here, I'm going to do what I did in my weeks, where I just write in what I did for exercise. That's what's going to go here. So this last half is going to be all exercise related. So I haven't put my dates in yet, so I still have to do that. This is this January 2024 subscription kit from Sterling Inc. So I'll be using the 2024 ones in here. And I put my dates in there, or yeah, my day of the week in there. Again, I still have to put my dates. So I have 12 of those. Okay, and then it's just blank paper. I left it all blank at the back, and this is strictly going to be documenting everything fitness related. So it's going to be, let's say I find a really good physio program. I'm going to write that down. If it's like a good, exercise program. I mainly do most of my exercises through apps. So I use the Apple Fitness Plus. I really like the workouts on there. And I also use a yoga app, Sarah Beth Yoga. She's on YouTube too. She has a lot of free videos that are under 30 minutes, but I do pay for her app yearly, and I get all like the 60-minute classes, 45-minute classes, and just a lot of variety. So that is a detailed look at my wellness. So with the workouts, I'll just show you what it looks like on here, but I will, like, if I find a really good workout that I do, I'll write down what episode it was. That's how it is on the Apple Fitness app. I'll just show you here. In case you're not familiar, you might already have this, which is great. If you do, let me know what your favorite workouts are. I just turned my iPad on, so it probably needs to connect to the Wi-Fi. So let's try this again. Here we go. So along the top, it shows meditation, strength, HIIT workouts, yoga, core, Pilates, dance, kickboxing, cycling. Like, there's so many, right? So I mainly do the dance and the strength. I've done many of their yoga and core workouts. I've done 1 or 2 kickboxing ones and a couple Pilates. I haven't done the meditation yet, but I want to. But yeah, so let's say I'm going to do strength. My goal for 2024 is 2 strength workouts a week. I want to get really strong. And so there's like a 10-minute one, there's 20 minutes, 20 minutes, 10 minutes. And see here, it says EP 113, 114. So it's episodes. Okay. There's 20 minutes, 30 minutes. They're no more than 30 minutes, which is perfect for me. If it's any more than that, like, that's too painful. But yeah, and then once you've completed one, so you can see I've done this one here, there's a check mark. So then you know which ones you've done. But I like to write down what episode it was and how I felt from that workout, because some of them might be like, I didn't like the movements. They didn't work with my body because I have too many, I had too much pain or whatever. Right. So anyway, so that's your strength. And then you have dance. This is my favorite. I love dancing. Absolutely love dancing. So they're no more than 30 minutes. So the 20-minute ones, what I like about the 20-minute ones is that they're continual. So there's a different routine for each song. So they're not breaking down the movements. The 30-minute ones, they are. So you'll learn a move, practice it in real time, and then you'll learn another move, which you practice it slower, and then you practice it in real time, and then you build up. And then at the very last song is putting all the moves together. And it's fun, but I like the ones that are continual, that don't stop. I wish those were longer. But anyway, so you've got your Latin dancing, hip hop. You have, what else do you have? You have like, it's just different, all sorts of different type of dance. And they're so good. So anyway, so that's that. And then I do Sarah Beth Yoga. And I really like her yoga. I like her tone of voice. It's very soothing. I love how she explains the movements. There's not too much talking. I've done some where they just talk nonstop and it's too distracting for me. I want to be able to close my eyes and really feel the movements. So yeah, there's vinyasa, there's power yoga, restorative. She does meditation as well. So lots of options there. So just give you a little idea of what I do for fitness. So this is just going to be all for journaling about that. Okay. I think that's it. So that's my wellness journal. I hope that was helpful for you. I've had a couple people reach out and say, what a wellness journal, tell me about that. Like, I want to get healthier, but I wouldn't know where to start as far as starting a wellness journal. And I've always been somebody who likes to track. I've been active since I was 16 years old. I joined the gym when I was 16, and I used to have a little diary. I wish I still had it, where I would write down what class I did. I was a big aerobics person, and I would write down what class that I did and how I felt after. It was just something that I loved to do. And so it's always come natural for me. And then just from years and years of tracking like my cycle, and mainly tracking my cycle and symptoms, 2023 was the year that I wanted to get really specific on, especially with perimenopause, like narrowing down my symptoms and what can I do to help myself feel better. And journaling about that has been a game changer for me. So I would recommend for anybody that wants to do wellness type journaling, but you don't know where to start, sit down and do a brain dump on what areas of your life do you feel you can improve on, or you feel that you don't have control over and that you want to improve on, and just do a brain dump on that. Like, what would it look like if you felt better, if you were stronger, if you were this, if you were that? What areas of your life are you lacking when it comes to health and fitness and wellness, mental and physical? And then kind of create, a system of tracking and journaling any type of a goal that you have. If it's a personal goal, if it's business goals, if it's quotas and hitting numbers, you need to track and measure. How do you know how you're improving if you're not tracking and measuring, right? And to quote Brian Tracy, what gets measured gets done. So if you are tracking and measuring, you're going to be more on top of it, and you're going to accomplish your goals, right? So I'll leave it with that. So that is my wellness planner. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you have any questions at all, please let me know. I'd be happy to. I think I get questions maybe the most on my wellness planner. I mean, I get questions on my planner, right? And mainly like, where did you get your inserts, and how did you make your inserts, and how do you know how to track your numbers and things like that? I get those types of questions, but I get so many on my wellness planner. So I'm happy to answer your questions and help you find your groove, because it has definitely been a game changer for me this year. All right, so I'll leave it at that. Thank you for watching, you guys. I will link the Sterling Ink shop below if you would like to check her out, and then I will link the video on how I made these. All right, so have a good rest of your day, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.